Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy Demarcus and Marcus representing Fish and Grits, and we hitting y'all with a little bit of Southern hospitality. Just doing it for the culture. The culture can be anything: the appreciation of arts, human intellect, developing each other, sharing core values or social practices, whatever we got our mind to. And today we got my man D Eternal. What's going down with you, man?
What's going on, bro? It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. How you doing today, Griffin?
I'm doing all right. Just taking it easy, honestly.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, D, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just let the people know who you are and what you represent, big dog.
Well, I'm an artist and engineer, producer, videographer. I do a lot of things. But I'm with a ministry called the Dope Movement. That's DOPE, driven on positive energy.
Mm.
And I also own my own company, The Eternal Productions. It's a media production company. Um, and I'm also a sergeant in the Army. I actually just got back from deployment last year in
Nice.
2015 June. So, lately I'm just, managing a new group that we have with the Dope Movement, the Dope Boys. It's a young, talented group of young men that we have that actually do Christian hip hop. So
Nice.
that's what we got going on lately. Aside of that, we also just launched, as you know, our little radio station out of our production home. So, we had our first kickoff today, so it's pretty cool.
That's pretty
Nice, nice. I
impressive.
seen that, man. I seen that, man. Now,
Oh yeah.
how'd the first show go? Everything went smooth?
It went really well, actually. It wasn't even actually scheduled. We just have
Just an
so in the dope
impromptu
movement, we
thing?
got about 12 people who are in the dope movement, and about what one, two, three, four, about five of us were just at the house today. And I was like, hey, since we're all here, I need to test this stuff out live. So, because I
Yeah.
just got the setup, so we all just kind of got on and did a little improv show. And then my brother Amos Covenant, he's actually in the car with me. He's on the line
What's going
too.
on, Amos?
What's going on, man? Yeah, he was able to do his show today. What was your show called? Truth and Light. Truth and Light on Dope
Truth and
Radio.
light.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we had a real good turnout. We about 400 or 500 views on Facebook, and then
Nice.
we had some good views on the actual, the actual web hosting. So it was a good turnout. It came out real well.
That's
Are y'all putting
impressive.
everything strictly on the site, or y'all gonna have like a SoundCloud, iTunes type of thing going on? Like, have you figured it out yet?
As far as the radio broadcasting, it's through Spatial, so everything through the radio is going to be through Facebook Live, and then if they want to just like listen in the car or something, it'll be like a tune-in link, and that's actually on our website on thedopemovement.net.
Okay,
You
okay. And
hear
so
it live.
when did you
Say
create
again?
the Eternal Productions?
Uh, so the Eternal Productions was created in 2014, right before I deployed. It was January 2014. What happened is I got put on disability because I had a. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear
sir.
you.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so the
No, you
Eternal
good.
Productions was put into play. I got on disability. I tore my ACL and had surgery in 2014. So I had nothing else to do but sit at home. And I was like, well, I was talking to God, and He was like, hey, get back into production. So I I used a bunch of my capital I had saved up, and I purchased studio equipment, and we did a really, really big song called Same Team Houston, and that song had about 24 artists on it, and that just kind of got the name of my studio out there. And next thing you know, we're doing music videos, photography, and everything else you can think of, flyers, digital graphics. I mean, anything an artist needs. Now we're putting artists on iTunes and Pandora and everything like that.
Nice.
So,
That,
yeah.
that's impressive that you do that because there's a lot of people that I know about that during hardships or just say that they were laid off or they lost their job, some type of thing. That's when they kind of discover in themselves and start creating for themselves something that they can do where they won't be laid off or fired from. So that's pretty impressive that you took that same route.
Definitely, definitely, and I encourage any and everybody to do similar things because I mean, when you get in a spot like that, you got one or two ways you can go. It's like a fork comes in your road, and it's like, am
Hmm.
I gonna sit here and sulk and just you know
be upset that I'm sitting at home all day, because at that time my job had stopped paying me disability. They actually took all my disability, so I wasn't making any income, and I had a house and a kid, you know. And I'm like, well, what's gonna happen? Because I can't leave, I can't go nowhere. So I'm like, well, let's get it. I mean, so you got to decide right then and there, like, are you gonna sulk or are you gonna make it happen? You know what I'm saying? And just, you got to take advantage of the gifts that God has given you, and whatever that is. With me, I create. We're all creators, but I just have this thing where if I see it, I can make it happen. And that's music, video. I mean, you know, production is just natural to me. So it was a great opportunity, and I would never change it for anything. I do the surgery over. As painful as it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Did D-Turner Productions coincide with the start of the Dope movement?
So the Dope movement came first.
Okay, Dope movement came first.
Yeah, so the Dope movement came about. Cole Rose, that's actually my fiance now, but she was signed with Atlantic Records, and they were a group, Sophia Fresh. Their executive producer was T-Pain. She was in the industry for a good amount of years. They had tracks with Lil Wayne, T.I., I mean, Kanye.
Nice.
T-Pain himself. They were on Step Up 2, Step Up 3D soundtracks. I mean, you know, they were all over the place. But the thing is, they didn't want to confide into the evils of the industry, i.e., I mean, that Illuminati stuff you read about is real, dude. Like, they took them to a camp. They took them out to this cabin in the middle of the woods. And I've heard a group member talk about it, you know, and they put myrrh under their tongues and tried to get them to do all this crazy stuff, spiritual crazy stuff. But Cole, the lady that was running the house, she was a witch. And it's not the witch that you think of when you see or whatever, a psychic. And give me one second.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still here, bro.
My line interrupted. But anywho, she was like a medium or psychic, if you will. And she was just trying to read all them. You know, and when it came to reading Cole, she told Cole, you know, I'm getting a headache. I can't read you. You have a layer of protection around you. And that's right after Cole had prayed to God about it. And told him, you know, if this is unlike Christ, then don't let anything work. So, anywho, long story short, she left the industry. She walked away from millions. T-Pain sent her calling her, what do you want? How much do you want? Like, name your price. She's like, I can't be bought. Because the things that she saw, I mean, it's homosexuality all over the place. Your favorite rapper's getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really happening. So she's like, no, like, I'm going to use my talents for something good, because they wanted them to start selling sex. So she's sitting here on this couch and she's kind of depressed because she's seeing her band members, you know, on the Jay Leno show and all these other big, you know, shows on TV. Yeah. And she's laying there depressed. Like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, like, God, just take me out, because all I know is to create. Just take me out of this world. And he said, hey, stop that. You know, you're dope. You're not done. Are you still there? Yeah. So, and then she was like, well, what do you mean dope? Like, God don't talk like that. He was like, you're dope. You're driven on positive energy. You're not driven on negative energy. There we go. So she ended up moving from Cali back down to Houston. And she started a ministry called the Dope Movement, driven on positive energy. That was 2013. Mind you, me and Cole had spoke in 2007 on MySpace. And we were dude, like MySpace. And then when I started way back, dude, like, and then I started kind of bringing up the whole T-Pain thing. And after that, we kind of lost touch. But we got back in touch in 2014. I stopped with my secular, you know, streak. Which Cole's calling, so. Anyway, so yeah, when I stopped with my secular streak, I was like, I turned everything over to God in my life. But I was like, what am I supposed to do with this music, God? Like, I'm either gonna stop or I'm gonna do it for you somehow. And at the time of my Christian hip hop, that's corny. What you talking about? Like, you can't rap and talk about God. That's crazy. So then I see Cole on Facebook, and I'm like, wait, this is the same girl, and she's talking about God in her music now. Like, I woke up in a brand new body. That's a G mix they did of New Bugatti. And they sitting here in this crowd in this apartment complex with all these kids And it's like, I woke up in a brand new body. I'm like, what?
They live.
It's crazy. Like, I ain't know you could do it like that. So I commented, I said, yo, like, I want to do something like that. And after all these years of me trying to collaborate, she's like, all right, come on. So I left to the military like a couple of days after. I was gone for a month to go through air assault training. I came back and we did our first single, Cream, Christ Rules Everything Around Me. And it was off of a Rick Ross sample. Christ rules everything around me. So yeah, dude, it was I'm about cream. I'm about cream. So we ran that, and it's just been running ever since. At that time, it was just her and another guy that were and a kid that were Josiah and Two Crunk. They were in the group, and it was just them kind of doing it, you know, with Lakewood Church. And I just kind of fit in, and God seen me to fit in that way, and I ended up doing most of the engineering because I just knew how to do that stuff, and it just became D-Eternal's the guy to go to for your photos. I got a camera, you know, and it just kept building and building and building. Then D-Eternal Productions came about, and now we're here.
Nice, man.
Got a station, a production house. We have a studio. We have a downstairs photo booth. We have a radio station downstairs. And this is where we do everything, you know. So we manage a group, the Dope Boys, like I said before, and it's just it's a blessing, dude. Our ministry is we're an outreach ministry, so we do, you know, Christian hip hop, but we do outreaches all over the place. We've been to New York, Cali, all over Texas. It's been a blessing, man.
Nice, man. Nice, man. Did you ever have like a goal in mind when you just created everything from the Dope Movement to the Eternal Productions? Did you ever have a goal in mind, or you just want everything to be as big as possible?
So, I mean, the goal has always been and always will be just really to walk in the footsteps that God puts in front of us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and sir. What I mean by that is, and the mission changes, you know, but the overall goal is always the same thing, and it's just to share the truth with the world. You know what I'm saying? And we just happen to be able to teach through performing arts. You know what I'm saying? That's our lure. That's how we pull these people in. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
That is and will always be how we operate. You know what I'm saying? And that's always the goal, is just share the truth with the world, you know?
That's the best goal to have.
So,
I love it, man. So when did the concept for Wake Up get started from? When did that catchy phrase ever come to mind?
So Wake Up started, actually I spoke about it a couple months ago. We were talking about getting our radio station started, and I was like, hey, I want to do a morning show. Mm-hmm. And you know, Cole was like, well, what would you call it? And then I'm sitting there kind of thinking, and we had a prior conversation earlier that day about, man, I really want people to just wake up to the truth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have so many people walking around that are like zombies. You know what I'm saying? If you walk down the street, if you walk anywhere in Walmart, wherever, like you look at people and it's like, even if they're not on their phones, they're walking around and don't know anything. They're not in control of their thoughts. Mm-hmm. You got just anything and everything happening. And it's like people are just asleep. They're asleep to the fact that, you know, we got all these things going on in our in the media society, and it'll be and it'll be one big thing to distract people from the small things that are going on that really matter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, everybody's so asleep, wake up. So I'm like, yo, and I told her, I clicked, I'm like, I call it Wake Up, because it's like, yeah, wake up, it's the morning show, but wake up. You know what I'm saying?
Double meaning.
It's a double meaning.
Yeah, it's time for enlightenment.
Exactly. And it's crazy because when I was deployed overseas, I was gone from June 2015 to June 2016. I was gone for a year. Now, during that year, it was pretty wild. I was married before I went overseas. And of course, I went through the divorce and everything, which was actually a really good thing that happened for me and for my ex, you know, because we did it ourselves. It wasn't God ordained at all. Mm-hmm. But we did take valuable lessons from it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I encourage everybody to do, is take a valuable lesson from your, you know, if you do get divorced, learn from why you got divorced and take the good from, you know, the relationship that you had and learn your lesson from it. Mm-hmm. And move forward. And it should be anything but discouraging. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but when I was there, God put me in a place to where I was completely secluded from everybody. I'm a sergeant. I had a team of 11 guys, well, 9 guys and 2 girls, but I was in charge of them. Now you can't confide into your soldiers. You can't go complaining to your soldiers. So I'm having these issues, and I don't have nobody to sit there and talk to. God even put it to where me and Cole Rose weren't talking. For even it was a stupid little reason. Like we were best friends, but it was just a stupid reason we weren't speaking, and that's just what it was. And had I been in contact with her, she'd have been my crutch. God said, "You don't need no crutch. You need to stand up on your feet, and you need to get close to me. You need to wake up." You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened when I was overseas. I read 12 books when I was over there. I mean, I learned a lot about myself. I spoke to him every day, and the crazy thing is, like, I have a book that's as thick as a Bible, and I wrote visions that God gave me every single night. Like, in those visions that I saw then, I show Cole, and I'm like, yo, look, this happened, and it's happening, and look, I wrote this down. Like, me and her getting married, I said in July, I proposed to you. And I had to show her, and I said, all right, we're having a baby boy. This was months ago. She said, what? I said, we're going to have a boy. And my son is going to be 4 years old when he's 2, or my son's going to be 6 years old when he's 2. So that means when the child is born, my son will be 4. When my son turns 4 years old in October, my new son is due in January. It fits exactly what God showed me. You dig what I'm saying? Like, God, even with my ex and some of the things that my ex has done and some of the way that she's acted since I've been home, and some of the events that have happened, I wrote those down. And I show her, because I mean, it sounds like I'm lying if I don't. And I'm like, yo, read this. And she's like,
no. I believe you.
And I no doubt that God showed you that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when you get to that point to where you don't have a choice but to lean on God, and that's it. I mean, it's just such a beautiful experience.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
saying? Go ahead.
And God talks about that also in his Bible, about writing the vision and making it plain. And, you speaking things into existence. But that's amazing that you were able to learn from your mistakes on with your divorce. Because a lot of people use that as, I got divorced, it didn't work out, and then I moved forward. Yeah. They don't use it as, okay, this is a growing curve. This is a learning curve. This is where I need to learn from going through this mistake, that I don't repeat it going forward, because you don't want to keep making those same mistakes, because God's going to allow you to keep making those same mistakes if you're not learning from it. But it's a great thing that you learned from it and that you grew from it.
Yeah, and I can do nothing but praise God and give him credit for it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I was honestly finished at one point when I was overseas, and I was like, dude, like, my grandfather died, that man raised me. They wouldn't let me go home to pay respects. My son was getting abused and he was around drugs, and I'm like, what? God, are you serious? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, well, take me out sometimes. Yeah, I'm like, well, take me out then. I'm done. Like, and then he set me down, and he came to me one night in a vision I had, and that was when it just all sparked. Like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, just give it to him, and that's all. That's the only option you have at that point. And when you actually do it, and you walk in your faith, and you actually, like, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And you learn that your thoughts are frequencies, and those frequencies push out into the universe, and it kicks back to you. And the things that you think become things. Thoughts become things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all creators. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't sit there and dwell over, negative things, because it's just going to create more negativity in your life. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, dude, like, that's what the Wake Up Show's all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like to have a good time too. You feel what I'm saying? It's not always super serious. You feel what I'm saying? But in essence, that's what it is.
You gotta get the message enlightenment.
Yeah, personal enlightenment, and just getting your relationship with God is the main thing. We're not very religious, but we're highly spiritual and relationship driven. You know what I'm saying? So
folks got to remember that the religious people get down too. We like to have a good time.
Definitely, yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. It is.
And when can they catch your show, man?
So our show, my show personally, our station is 24/7. It's always running.
Nice.
But the shows, yeah, the shows, we got 5 shows so far. My personal show is every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And like I said, you can get on the dopemovement.net, and there's a link right there on the homepage. It says Dope Radio Live. So we just signed off our show with Amos today. His is from 4 to 6 every Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and then Cole Rosa's show is every other Sunday, every first and third Sunday, from 7 to 9 p.m. And hers is called Word Up. Yeah.
Word Up. That's 7 to 9 every other Sunday. The first and third.
The third Sunday, yeah, 7 to 9 p.m.
All right, folks need to be on the lookout for that. It sounds like a project
definitely.
that's going on over there.
Definitely. Y'all gotta check out movement.net. Definitely.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude. Like really, it's an honor and blessing to be able to have something to talk about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and just the things that God has just brought us through. I seen her go through some things, she seen me go through some things, and just being best friends, it's a great thing, you know what I'm saying, that you were friends for years before, and now it's like, yo, like I get to hang out with my best friend for the rest of my life. Like it's the coolest thing ever.
And that's
you know what I'm saying?
And it's funny you speaking on that, because I've also been in the same predicament where I've actually gotten with my best friend that we were so friends for so long, and we weren't trying to cross that line and trying to take it there. But it seems like through, I guess, I don't know what it is, God removing the veil from our eyes or something like that. And one day we was like, you know what? This could work as something. And it's always going to be a work in progress. But when you align your will with the will of God, there's nothing that can be against you. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
yeah, it is. It's a great thing.
And man, what other social media platforms can the people find you
on? Me personally, I'm pretty much, really, you can just type D-Eternal into Google, and I come up. There's an artist page for me that Google made. But I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everything. Just type in D-Eternal. I made it pretty simple across the board, so I'm easily found. Also, you can just type in the Dope Movement on Google. The Dope Movement pops up. Real hot right now is the website for the Dope Movement, and then my personal website, deternalproductions.com. So those are, and I also create websites, so I created both of those, the dopemovement.net and deternalproductions.com. So we do everything. God is so good, man. I didn't take classes for any of it. Like it's
that's an amazing thing. That's what's even crazier, that a lot of these people are in situations or in predicaments that they have no training or prior training for, and it just seems like God, makes a way, and He will provide. And it's an amazing thing. We're gonna make sure that we spell your name right and put your show in the notes of our show on SoundCloud, so everybody make sure that they get the spelling right and they don't get nothing messed up, and you get your audience.
Got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dopemovement.net. Catch my man. Wake up on Saturdays 9 to 11. Don't miss out. Driven on positive energy, man. I love that saying. I love that saying when you first came out with. I'm like, man, what?
Yeah, that's pretty player.
So yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, man, taking your time out just to talk to us, folks, and getting your message out there. That's the most important thing. We doing everything for the culture around here. Like we said earlier, we just trying to spread awareness to everybody and let people know that we trying to work together in this thing. We trying to build together. If we can't build together, we can't build it all,
Yeah, definitely unity, man. That's another thing. When the Dope Movement first came out, it was actually the Dope Unity Movement. United individuals through Yahweh.
Oh wow!
So and delivering oppressed people every day. That's the ministry side of it. But yeah, definitely UNITY. That's what we focus on, man. And I've always said that we don't need to be crabs in a bucket, especially in Houston.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out! That's a good one. That's a good one.
Exactly, man. So whether it's fantasy or reality, we hope you guys enjoyed our Southern hospitality. Y'all take it easy.
Y'all enjoy.